What on earth does an ancient prophet shouting in a marketplace have in common with your favorite podcast? It sounds like a stretch, but the answer actually spans thousands of years, and it might just change how you think about all the messages you hear every day. So let's dive in and follow the line from ancient prophecy all the way to modern podcasts. I know, it seems like a massive leap, doesn't it? One involves ancient scrolls and, divine proclamations, while the other is all about microphones and streaming. But believe it or not, the link between them is actually incredibly direct and really powerful. And here's the thing, it all boils down to this. The technology, the medium, how the message gets to you, all of that is just the wrapper. The real connection, the thing that lasts through the centuries, is the message itself. I mean, think about it. On one side, you've got a prophet speaking to a crowd. On the other, a podcaster speaking into a microphone. The technology has been completely revolutionized, but the basic function, getting a compelling message out to an audience, that hasn't changed one bit. So to really get this connection, we've got to go way back to the beginning. What was the whole point of prophecy in the first place? Why was this message even being sent at all? This verse right here from the book of Isaiah, this is our key. God is speaking to the people of Israel and is basically laying it all out with total clarity. He's saying, look, I'm telling you what's going to happen before it happens, and there's a very, very specific reason why. Okay, so let's unpack that a little. What's the real conflict at the heart of this statement? What is God trying to prove by announcing everything ahead of time? This really shows the core battle of ideas. On one side, you have divine sovereignty, the idea that a single, all-powerful God is orchestrating events with a purpose. On the other side, the alternative, that events are just random, or even worse, that they're being credited to these lifeless, man-made idols. The prophecy was meant to be the final word, the ultimate proof to just settle the debate. And there's a word for this, foreknowledge. But it's not just about predicting the future like some kind of magic trick. No, it's a direct challenge. It's like a time-stamped claim of authorship over history itself, leaving zero room for doubt about who is truly in control. So a message is sent out with a really clear purpose. But here's the thing, a message isn't just meant to be heard, it's meant to get a response. And this is where the audience, where we, come into the picture. You see, the original text tells us that the audience for this prophecy was, well, known for being pretty stubborn. The people were resistant to the message. So the prophecy wasn't just proof, it was also an attempt to break through that resistance and call them to finally acknowledge the truth. Okay, now let's jump all the way to the modern day. Compare that ancient context of resistance to this. This isn't a message being sent to a stubborn audience. It's a direct, open invitation for people to actively participate. 40. That number just pops, right? It's not a request for a single moment, but for a whole period of real commitment. It implies a journey, a process. You see, this is not a passive message. It is an active call for deep engagement. And look how specific this call to engagement is. It's not vague at all. It asks for 40 days for prayer and fasting, all within a clearly defined time frame. And it wraps up with this warm, open invitation to please join us. This is the complete opposite of passive resistance. It's a call to actually do something. So how do we connect an ancient prophet's declaration with a modern invitation to a prayer program? It all comes down to the journey of the message itself. This is really the timeless journey of any powerful message. First, the message gets declared. Second, its purpose is revealed to prove a truth. And third, and this part is absolutely crucial, it invites a response. It asks the listener to go from being a passive observer to an active participant. So the whole point is that this dynamic is timeless. The technology has changed dramatically, of course, from the spoken word to digital audio files. But that fundamental interaction, a message is sent, a truth is declared, and a response is requested, that has remained exactly the same. And that brings us right back to today. Our lives are just filled with competing messages, from social media, from the news, and yeah, from podcasts. The ancient challenge is still the same. So the question is, in the flood of information you get every day, which messages are just noise, and which ones are truly calling for your response?